Julian Schnabel is an American director and painter born in New York, most known for his films such as The Diving Bell and The Butterfly and Before Night Falls. His art style consists of vivid colors, raw dramatic gestures, symbolic imagery, as well as neo-expressionism. In 2018, he released At Eternity's Gate, a film that follows Vincent van Gogh during the time he lived in Arles and Auvers-sur-Oise, France. This film was a biographic done very differently to what you normally see. There are a lot of experimental and unique choices made that really make this film its own. In this video, I'll be talking about the uses of camera work, movement, and color. Let's get into it. One of the big things you'll notice about this film is that it's very handheld. And I mean very handheld. The whole film is very personal, very intimate. It always gives you this feeling of being there with him, getting to spend time with him, really getting to know him. It's also mostly from Vincent's perspective, with the use of POV shots. We get to see the world through his eyes, which helps us get into his mindset. Looking at what lenses they use, they range around 20 to 32mm, providing a very wide look. This echoes Van Gogh's painting style, being very immersive, exaggerated, and a little distorted. In most of this movie, it makes Van Gogh seem very small, symbolizing Vincent's feelings of loneliness and isolation. We can also get a sense of his uneasiness not only through the distortion, but through how raw the camera work is. Almost all of it is very shaky and sometimes even blurry. The director of photography, Benoit Delhomme, has stated, "Maybe it's not perfect technically, but I can give you a lot of emotion with it." They wanted this movie to feel very real, very personal. There were no storyboards, and 90% of the time they just used natural lighting. They would come to work every day, and when shooting they would just wing it, the cameraman practically dancing with Willem Dafoe. This film is from Vincent's perspective. This is his view of the world and how he would live his day-to-day life, which becomes even more apparent when noticing the amount of POV shots used, especially in dialogue sequences. There are many instances where the actors are staring directly at the camera, speaking directly to us. This, accompanied with the distortion of the wide lens, creates a very uneasy feeling, simulating Vincent's social anxiety as well as his general disorder. Another way we can get a sense of his emotion and a massive role in this film is the use of color. You may have noticed already, but this film is very colorful and uses color very thoughtfully. Van Gogh's primary two colors were yellow and blue, which we see a lot of in his paintings as well as in this film. Yellow seems to symbolize the good things in life, when he feels closest to nature or when he feels touched by something. We can especially see it in his moments of heightened emotional state, where it seems very exaggerated. This can be shown when he has a lot of inspiration or when he's feeling very overwhelmed. It showcases his hypersensitivity through a feeling of sensory overload. Blue seems to symbolize his feelings of depression and loneliness. We mostly see blue in times when Vincent slips into feelings of emotional struggle, when he's going through a rough time. On occasion, however, it could be a moment of peace, but in these moments we can see hints of yellow. An example of where we see both is in this scene where he's talking to Balgogwin. The scene is very yellow, meaning he's feeling okay, although the lighting is dark, signifying there's something wrong. As Vincent talks and spirals more into a stressed state, the camera work gets more frantic and quick. Vincent gets so overwhelmed that he leaves, entering this very dark, cold, contrasting blue landscape, showing his depression. The conversation plays again as a subjective sound, showing that Vincent is in his head, very lonely and isolated in his space.
I spent all my life alone in a room. I need to go out and work to forget myself.
In conclusion, this is an incredibly unique film that caught me instantly and has become a favorite of mine. So much so I actually bought it on DVD. I was very intrigued by its use of cinematography as a much larger way of storytelling than other movies usually do. I love how experimental they went with this film, and it really works for the theme and really makes this movie its own. I would highly recommend watching it. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.